So if you're watching this video, you're probably studying for the upcoming IB exams, the May 2023 cohort, and maybe you're stressed because you haven't started studying, or maybe you are still in the early stage and you still don't know and you don't know what the fuck to do, or you just don't know how to study at all, which, like me, you're not a very studious person. Well, here are 3 tips from a non-studious person on how to study well. I am currently averaging 5 hours, 6 hours of studying a day, and as a non-student studious, as a person that has not studied throughout his entire high school, yeah, you'll learn how I did this. I'm doing this for the IB exam. So throughout the entire high school, I was really more focused on honing my other skills, I really just preferred, I was focused on making friends, honing my people skills really, and then my other, so I was more into sports than sitting down and learning how to do my fucking quadratic equation, or just learning down and seeing how a cell works. But, well, what can we do? We're at the end of the race, and we do need to start, just for this one time, we just need to, you know what, put aside our preferences and just study. And yeah, hopefully these 3 tips that I learned on this a little study journey, will help you as well for your May 2023 exams. So one thing that I've found out is list out your shit. So it's gonna be fucking mirrored on the video, is it? Give me a second, let me unmirror this. I'll just take a photo and then just show it on the screen of how it looks like. Well, basically, what all these fucking revision gods have been saying to do is list out your shit. So basically I listed out each activity that I'm gonna do, each revision activity that I'm gonna do each day. So for example, tomorrow, the 3rd of April, this is the 3rd of April, I'm doing a past paper for bio, I'm doing a past paper for chemistry, and I'm doing a past paper, that's for paper 2, and then I'm doing a paper 1 for bio and chemistry again. And I listed out specifically, I just said I'm gonna do 2018. I should have made it more specific, maybe May 2018. But yeah, you get the point, just make it as specific as possible. And yeah, so basically that just gives you an idea of what you need to practice. You could do it throughout the day. Maybe you don't have a set specific time. I usually I don't start revising till 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe 3 o'clock. Actually, I'm till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, so basically what you want to do is just make it as specific as possible. Already have your things planned out for the next day so that you can cross it out. And that feeling of, let me just say, that feeling of crossing out, accomplishing that, of crossing out the things that you accomplished, I don't know, it's just dopamine. It's better than cocaine. Not that I know what cocaine is yeah, it's just a really good feeling of accomplishment. But yeah, so tomorrow, yeah, fucking paper 2 for bio, paper 2 for chemistry, and then paper 1 for bio and paper 1 for chemistry. Yeah, you're gonna be like this probably because you set yourself some dumbass hard goals, which brings me on to my next point. Don't study more than 2 subjects a day. Reason being, unless they're easy subjects. For example, I'm good at French. French is my first language, so I can do French and then 2 other random subjects. So the reason is because if you study more than 2 subjects a day, your brain ends up your brain's already fucking tired. Okay, you're doing past papers for 1 subject, now you have to do the past paper for the 2nd subject, now you have to do the past paper for the 3rd subject. Yeah, your brain is fucking dying. It wants to sleep. But that's why just limit yourself to 2 subjects. Try not to cram all your subjects into one day. You're not being efficient. You're not going to study as much. You're not going to learn as much. You're going to be frustrated when you see your results, when you see yourself, when you correct your past papers and you see that you got 1 out of the 45. or like 8 out of 45, then you're gonna be frustrated with yourself, like why couldn't you get it better? But that's because you're tired. You can't like assimilate anything that you learned. So just limit yourself to like 2 exams a day, two subjects a day. For example, I'm mixing bio and chemistry, which are my hardest subjects right now. It's on my HLs. And then I did decide to do math as well on today as well, just because I'm doing math SL, so SL. Yeah, but I would suggest limiting yourself to 2 subjects a day, just to give your brain some rest. Don't try to I know you might be stressing out that the exams are close and you have to study as much as possible, but no, you don't. You want to study as efficiently as possible. If that means like studying a bit less, but studying efficiently, like what the fuck does studying efficiently mean? I never understood that till recently. That's when I started to do when I stopped studying 8 hours a day, and then just instead study the things that I really should be studying. It brings me on to my next and my third point is study your weaknesses. Don't study your strengths. Don't give yourself a sense of what do you call it? A false sense of confirmation. I don't fucking know. Okay, just don't give yourself a false sense of success that you know what you're studying just because you're studying the easy shit. Like, for example, for bio, chapter 1, don't study chapter 1 10 times just because you think you're doing something. Bro, everyone can fucking knows how to draw a fucking cell. Why don't you just study fertilization instead? What the fuck is fertilization? Yeah, it's probably the hardest chapter for me, fertilization. Still have some trouble with it. So I would focus more on fertilization rather than chapter 1 because I'm already good at chapter 1. So why would I spend time studying it? Unless you're doing your past exam, of course. But yeah, so that's study efficiently. Study the subjects that you have trouble with. For example, for math, maybe you're doing, I don't know, you're bad at geometry. Don't study fucking functions if you're bad at geometry, but you're good at functions. And that's my third tip. And then fourth tip is set yourself a waking time. I would say setting yourself a waking time, in the morning, especially leading up to this month. You might be staying up late to study, and then you might be waking up hella late as well in the morning, which, if you think about when the IB exams come, imagine throughout this entire month you've been sleeping at midnight, and then you've been waking up at 10 when your school's supposed to start at 8 or 7. 8, sorry, yeah, what am I saying? 8 when the IB exams start at 8. So your brain, your mental clock, what am I saying? Your body clock is gonna be fucked. So better acclimate yourself right now. So as if you're simulating how it's gonna be for the IB exam. So better sleep at 11, the time that you're gonna sleep on the day of an exam, and then waking up at the time that you're gonna be waking up to get ready for school. Because if you get up later, your body's still gonna be feeling tired. So for example, I'm sleeping at I am still sleeping at midnight. That's because I am giving myself some flexibility right now because I still have some time till the exam. But I would wake up at 7 because that's when I have to get ready to go to school for my exam. So basically, when the IB exams come, I would have to wake up at 7. So let me just get myself used to waking up at 7 now. It's gonna help you a lot in the long run because otherwise you're just gonna be fucking tired when you've been sleeping and when you've been waking up at 8 or 9 every day for the past well, I'm on holidays right now, that's why I'm saying this. I'm on Easter holidays, but let's say you have 2 weeks, you've been waking up at 8 or 9 during those 2 weeks every day, and then suddenly your IB exams comes and you have to wake up at 6 to get ready. Yeah, your brain's gonna be fucked. So better get yourself acclimated now. But yeah, these are, I don't know how many tips I get. 3. These are 3 tips that I'm implementing right now for my IB exams as a non-studious person. and I hope it helps. I definitely hope it helps you guys, and I really wish you guys luck for your next IB exams, or if you're a student that's gonna do the IB, I hope I hope you're able to get some value out of this, and I wish you guys luck for your IB exams, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.